advisors, and distinguished guests. It's my pleasure to welcome you to EagleMUNC 4. The love and labor of 150 Boston College students will culminate in one of the most interactive conferences that you have ever been a part of. BC students have worked for the past year to create a personalized experience for each delegate present today. Every year at EagleMUNC, we would like to pick a theme to base our conference around. But a year ago, we settled on the idea of liberty and security. In the past, we've had ideas like the formation of the nation-state or identity politics, which are socio-political concepts that deal with a broad span of issues. But this year, liberty and security is extremely relevant to a number of current events. The name itself conjures up images of the Patriot Act, Edward Snowden, the NSA, the Apple FBI debate, and even the 2016 presidential election. This brings up a number of important issues, such as should the government continue collecting bulk data with the idea that it protects them effectively. On one side of the issue, you have those that say the government has gone too far. But the issues we face today are similar to the abuses of the crown that our founding fathers fought against. John Adams said, "Liberty once lost is lost forever." On the other side, some assert, such as legal scholar Philip Bobbitt, that government data mining is okay because anti-terrorism methods must be evaluated not by the practices they constrict, but by the liberties they protect. In Federalist 70, Alexander Hamilton said that power vindicates the security of liberty against the enterprises and assaults of ambition, faction, and anarchy. Essentially saying that liberty cannot exist without the basic conditions of security. My goal today is not to sway you to one side of the issue. What I want to do is give you a simple snapshot of some of the ideas present. And through your own reflections and analysis after today, you can come to a well-reasoned conclusion on your own terms. In fact, I challenge you to do this in regards to the 2016 presidential election. If you've been watching the news at all, the election has been a little divisive. You have one candidate criticizing John McCain for being captured in Vietnam, and that's one of his more tame comments. Then you have another candidate who recently dropped out, criticizing the first candidate for the size of his hands. Here at EagleMUNC, discourse should be polite and persuasive. Demeaning others doesn't solve problems, it causes enemies and turns people away. It's important for you as delegates and future voters to become involved in the political process and research the issues so that you can make an informed decision for yourself. In reality, most of the nation lies at the center of the political spectrum. Oftentimes, the divisiveness of the primaries is a result of the most extreme voters on both sides of the aisle being the ones who go to the voting booths. I'm sure many of you aspire to be future leaders, which I encourage you to pursue. Others may have an interest in politics, but no desire to hold elected office, and that's okay. Regardless, it's important to inform yourself on the issues and exercise your constitutional right to vote. If you look in your delegate package right now, attached is a letter that Boston Mayor Marty Walsh sent to us. He states that many of us have various views on policy, but each of us, by being here today, share a common goal of making the world a better place. Beyond Mayor Walsh's comments, let's take a cue from the relationship between U.S. President Ronald Reagan and Speaker of the House and Boston College alum Tip O'Neill. Many of you are probably familiar with Reagan's conservative views, but for our younger delegates here today, Speaker O'Neill was a staunch liberal. So both men stood on different sides of the aisle and certainly disagreed on key issues, but they managed to have a mutual respect for one another. In 1981, President Reagan was shot in a failed assassination attempt on his life. One of the first people to visit him in the hospital was O'Neill himself. President Reagan said, "We are all friends after 6 p.m., which acknowledged that we might disagree on the role and functions of government, but we can still have a civil debate on the issues and be friends after the workday." Television pundit Chris Matthews wrote a book on the relationship between these two gentlemen, and he states that both men talk through their differences and put America first at the end of the day. In fact, President Reagan and Speaker O'Neill represent him at a meeting with Russian leader Mikhail Gorbachev. If we compare that to the current political climate, the idea of former Speaker Boehner or Speaker Ryan being sent to meet with Vladimir Putin seems absurd in comparison. It seems current and future leaders, specifically those running for office today, can look to the relationship between these two men as a model to follow. This weekend, you'll be placed in the shoes of corporate leaders, politicians, generals, and debate global security issues. We picked crucial times throughout history to place you in, from the Peloponnesian War The changing dynamics of Japan during the transition into the Meiji era. McCarthyism at home in the 1950s, and even the not-too-distant future, where cybersecurity issues between the US and China begin to escalate. What better way to address the concept of finding liberty and security and contentious issues surrounding them than in these settings? Delegates, make no mistake, this weekend will not be easy. We pick these settings to challenge your resolve and decision-making abilities. I'd like to offer some advice to each of you that I wish someone told me at the start of my career. No one said public speaking in debate is easy, but let us remember that many of you are lucky to be here and have the opportunity to debate. I finally remember my first conference. It was a one-day event at a high school, and I was incredibly nervous and had done hours of prep work. Across 6 hours of debate, I raised my placard one time. I worried that I wouldn't be up to par with other delegates, and I was a shy student. At the next conference, I realized I needed to engage. I did plenty of prep this time, and I raised my placard as much as possible. It wasn't perfect. I stumbled a few times, and I still couldn't speak without writing out what I was going to say. But the point is that I got better. I was able to improve it slowly and steadily. I not only began to feel comfortable speaking, but I began to love it. Eventually, I didn't need to write out what I was going to say. I just got in front of my committee to let my voice be heard. As soon as you begin committee today, we're going to throw problems your way. You'll have to coordinate with allies and enemies while debating some of the greatest problems surrounding liberty and security that currently face us. Why is this important, though? The skills associated with model United Nations, such as public speaking, debate, collaboration, and diplomacy, are not just important skills for this weekend, but they'll serve you well in life. Whether in future classes, at your job, or even future relationships, it's important to know how to speak and offer your point in a respectful manner, while also being open-minded to those who disagree with you. These are the tenets that govern mind. It's difficult to speak, period, even harder when you're grappling with issues such as liberty versus security. That you will do here this weekend, and that's why it's so important to make your voice be heard. You can only be a voice of reason in progress if you are a voice. So this weekend, I challenge you to be Ronald Reagan. I challenge you to be Tip O'Neill. Remember, we all have butterflies about speaking up, so don't let that stop you from speaking. This weekend, do not let that stop you from making the world a better place.